Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shadavia and this is Oshi Budgets, where I talk about all things money, budgeting, and savings related. On my channel, you will see things like budget with me's, where I share my real numbers. I do cash envelope stuffings, savings challenges, and I also give you guys debt and savings updates on my own personal financial journey. So if any of that is content you're into, do me a favor and go ahead and give today's video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget that notification bell so you never miss the next time I post. Now, by the title of today's video, you can see we are doing my May budget with me for 2023, where I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a zero-based budget. Now, if you want to see how I budget out my bi-weekly paycheck using the budget by paycheck method and creating a functional zero-based budget that actually works, then just keep watching today's video. Now, if you're new to budgeting or curious on what it means to create a zero-based budget, a zero-based budget is a budgeting technique or a budgeting method that is used in simple terms to give every dollar a job, starting with your income, subtracting your expenses, and in the end you're left with a zero-based budget. So let's go ahead and get straight in today's budget with me for my May paycheck number 1, so you can see what a zero-based budget looks like for me using my real numbers. Now, the first thing that I want to point out is for all of my new subscribers here, I do have a separate account where I put my mortgage and phone into, and I'm trying to automate as many of my bills as I possibly can, just so that I don't have to worry about it. And you guys can probably tell from my voice, I am losing my voice. It's been a few days now, but I did want to go ahead and continue to make today's video. So if I sound a little off, that's exactly why. But as I was mentioning, my mortgage and phone actually goes into a separate account, and so that is an amount of $378, and I have it set up with my employer to automatically take those funds out, so I never ever see it and I don't even have to worry about it. I just wanted to go ahead and notate that for my new subscribers that I have. And then the second thing that is automated for me now is my emergency fund savings. So this is going into a high yield savings account, and that is in the amount of $125. And again, that's another one of those expenses that I'm not seeing, or savings that I'm not seeing because I have decided to set it up automatically. And that's where I'm trying to get towards, automate everything, all of my bills that I possibly can, and any type of savings as well. So I'll be removing those for my future budget with me's, but I did just kind of want to remind you guys, because I know I have a lot of new subscribers and you guys probably don't know what all I'm responsible for. So I wanted to make sure that I call that out in today's budget with me. Now, once I have my mortgage and phone and my emergency fund already taken care of, for this May paycheck number 1, I am left with $1,243.62, and that is what I'm going to be able to budget into my bills, my cash envelope, or my expenses, and any type of savings challenges as well. So what I like to do with my zero-based budget is, first I write down my bills, because I want to make sure that I'm taking care of business first. And so for me, what that looks like, as you guys can see, is that I only have a few bills that I actually need to pay. And that is because if you go back to not the last budget with me, but the budget with me before that, I had 2 subscriptions on there from a photography business that I haven't worked in over a year. And I finally decided to go ahead and cancel those, which freed up an additional about $25 in my budget. It doesn't seem like a lot, but to me, all the little small amounts definitely add up. And so I no longer have to worry about those subscriptions. So on this May paycheck, I have my car note that I need to pay, which is $249. And I do pay that on a bi-weekly basis as well. So that is just half of my car note. My gym membership, which is $10.83. And then I also have my dental, which is $85, and I pay that monthly, but I just take it out bi-weekly. $85 on this May paycheck number 1, and then it'll be $85 on my May paycheck number 2. Now for my lights, my light bill does actually fluctuate, so I never know how much it's gonna be until like my second paycheck of each month. So when creating a zero-based budget, I found it to be helpful if I just go ahead and take out at least half of what it normally is on each paycheck. That way I'm not coming out, one paycheck a full $200. And so what I've decided to do for this budget is to go ahead and set aside $100 for my light bill. And again, that doesn't take care of the full light bill. It's approximately half. So let's say my light bill does end up being $150. On my May paycheck number 2, instead of taking out $150, I will only need to take out $50, which is then going to help me out in that budget as well. And again, that's just how I found it to work for me. So again, when you're creating your zero-based budget, the first thing you need to do is write down your income, which is what I have listed here. And then the second thing is going to be write out your expenses. And for me, that's starting with my bills, and then we're going to go down to my cash envelopes here in a second. So let me go ahead and do those numbers really quick so we can see how much after my bills I actually have left over to budget for my expenses, my variable expenses, and also any type of savings as well. So once I pay my bills, I am going to then be left with $798.79. And again, that's going into expenses and savings. Now, one extra thing that you can do if you are not familiar with a buffer is creating some kind of buffer for yourself. So a buffer in simple terms is just money that you're leaving in your checking account to help for unexpected expenses, or if you go over budget in any of your categories. Maybe you need some little extra funds. Maybe you're just having a day and you just don't have the funds in your cash envelope and you just want to buy a snack or something. So you can choose how much you put in your buffer. Some people do $50. Some people like to go higher, like $200, $300. So it just depends on what you're comfortable with. It's not necessarily, in my opinion, an emergency fund, but it's kind of like something that you want to have just in case, if that makes sense. So it doesn't have to be too large, but some people may disagree with me. It is whatever works best for your budget. And so today I am going to go ahead and put some funds into my buffer, or leave these funds into my checking account, and I am budgeting out $68.79 to take care of that, which then is going to leave us with a solid $730 and 0 cents that we are then going to be budgeting for expenses and again savings. Now normally when I do my budget with me videos, I show you guys how I prioritize my savings, but for the sake of just creating a zero-based budget, I'm going to kind of follow the flow of income minus expenses and then get into that zero balance. So the first expense, variable expense that I have, and these are my daily or weekly expenses that I'm spending money or cash on. The first one is my groceries. Now I'm a family of 5, and so we do have a $100 weekly grocery budget. And so what I do is I put $100 aside for 1 week, then my husband pays another week, and then we kind of switch there. So that's how we like to do it in our household. And meal planning is really important. For me, it does help us actually stay on budget as well. So let's go ahead and take that $100. And then the next expense that I have and I'm budgeting for is my gas. Now I have the luxury of working from home, so typically what I do in my bi-weekly paychecks is I just budget out to fill up at least once per paycheck. And so for me that looks like $60 per paycheck, on a bi-weekly basis, and I actually was able to roll over $3 from my gas envelope into my sinking funds, because I did not use the full $60 my last pay period. And so I do that again if I have anything left over from gas. Right now I still have gas, which is awesome, so I don't necessarily have to fill up anytime soon, maybe like in the next few days, but that still allows me to carry my gas longer towards my next paycheck. So after gas, I do budget for household. Now, my household budget is $25 on a bi-weekly basis, and that does not, you guys, take care of every single thing that we need. It does take care of household toiletries, household cleaning products, things that we need in our household that actually fits within that budget. So if we need multiple things, then I have to make that decision on what can wait and what actually needs to be taken care of, right in this paycheck, or what can wait until my next bi-weekly paycheck. If it is a do or die situation, I can always pull from my emergency fund if I need to, or my buffer account as well. And again, that's why it's important and also optional for you to create some kind of buffer for yourself. So let me go ahead and take away that $60 and $25, and you can see I have $545 left over to budget for these expenses. Now, what I've decided to do is I always give myself some money for self-care. I've been wanting to get a pedicure, and Mother's Day is coming up, so as a treat to myself, not anything in addition to what I may or may not receive for Mother's Day, I did want to go ahead and treat myself with a pedicure. And so for that, I'm gonna go ahead and put $55 aside for my self-care envelope. Now, if I don't end up using the whole $55, then I'll just continue to roll it into my next budget with me, or my next budget breakdown. And the last expense that I actually have, or I like to budget for in my bi-weekly paycheck, is my family and fun envelope. Now, again, you guys, I'm a family of 5, and we do like to do things for fun. Sometimes that is going out for dinner. Sometimes it's going to a little arcade, or just picking up, some coloring books, some canvases, whatever that may be, or whatever that may look like. I do like to budget for that. I've noticed that when I put more funds in this cash envelope, then we're able to do more. And so since that is the case, I've since increased the amount that I'm putting into my family and fun envelope. So for today's May budget with me, I am putting away $75 that I'm gonna be eventually cash stuffing into this envelope. And so 55 minus 75, we have $415 left into savings, to put into savings, you guys. And so I've taken care of, I have my income here once again, and then I'm subtracting my expenses, which is pretty much all of this, my bills, and these are my fixed expenses, mostly, with the exception of my light bill, and these are my variable expenses. Now, since I do have something left over, which is in this case $415, then I can put that into savings. Now, one of the questions that I feel like a lot lately, since I've been posting my savings update, is how much of my income I am actually saving, you guys. So as you can see, with my income and after my bills, I had $730, and of that $730, $415 of that is going towards savings, not even including my emergency additional $125 that I put aside for emergency fund. Now, the only way that has been possible, or I've been able to do that, you guys, is I've cut back on a lot of things that don't serve me purpose, things that I have not utilized, subscriptions, credit card debts, things that just blow my budget. And so because of that, I am grateful, because you guys can see I only have 4 bills outside of my mortgage and phone, which are revolving. I only have 4 bills that I need to take care of or budget for, which is amazing, considering that I have a whole house, I have utilities, I have groceries, I have, everything that that comes with living alone and being an adult. um so you guys, I say that to say, just because you see how much my income is, or even if you're on a low income budget, you make your income work for you. And if that means you need to cut back, then cut back, you guys. It is, most of the time it's temporary. And if you get into lifestyle creep, or your income increases and you increase your expenses, it's not the end of the world, you guys. You can always start over. Don't beat yourself up, because I've started over so many times. You can watch any of my budget with me's, any of my videos. I am not perfect by a long shot, so I just make it work with what I have. And one of my priorities, again, is just putting money aside for savings. So the first savings that you guys are probably aware of, and a lot of you are following me on this journey to see me save $10,000 in 2023. And so I do have a set amount that I put aside each paycheck. Now, since I got a promotion and I'm not technically eligible for overtime as of yet, or working in the overtime, I'm just gonna be adding an additional $100 from my promotion or my increase to help me out when my 10K savings challenge. So today I'm gonna go ahead and budget out 300. I'm gonna take $309 from this 415 that's left to put, not 415 minus 4, $309, and that's gonna leave me $106 left. Now the next savings goal I have is my month ahead savings. Now my month ahead savings, I only need $50 to reach my goal amount in my groceries envelope, and then I'm going to then be working towards my last 1 month ahead envelope, which is the largest one, and that's bills. So since I only needed $50, that's exactly what I budgeted for my 1 month ahead. So let me go ahead and write down the 50, and then that means that I would then reach my goal for being 1 month ahead in my groceries, and then again just working towards that last one like really aggressively. The last savings that I have is my sinking funds, which are for my future expenses, and I'm just gonna put the remaining $56 towards that. And then as you guys can see, in the end, I am left with a zero-based budget. So every single dollar has a job, every single dollar has a place, and that is how I like to budget out my bi-weekly paychecks. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, let me know what budgeting method you actually use. And if you enjoyed today's video, as always, you guys, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and never forget your notification bell, you guys, so you never miss the next time I post. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.